Let's take a look at tomorrow's papers then. Here with the Mirror is that story of the floods nightmare. Leave now, 6,500 told to flee, the story we covered earlier from that dam. Mark Carney is on the front page of The Telegraph. Of course, the Governor of the Bank of England has been accused of reviving Project Fear for talking about projections with regards to no-deal Brexit and what that will do to the economy. And another here on The Guardian, of course, the Ashes make the front there, and officials warning on the side with a bit of Brexit. Of course, UK is not ready for no deal. I'm joined now by Ayesha Hazarika, former Labour advisor, and now at the Evening Standard to talk through some of the comment pieces in tomorrow's papers. Good evening.
Hello.
So talk to us about your own column, first of all. What have we got here? Remainers have little reason to be cheerful, although their resolve remains undented. We've pulled out the quote from your writing. Johnson has ruthlessly Marie Kondo'd his way into his cabinet, and Downing Street of any pesky Remainers, apart from the Chancellor Sajid Javid.
It does feel that the no-deal juggernaut is really cranking up. You know, we've had this no-Brexit war cabinet. We have Michael Gove at the weekend saying that the government's operating on the basis of no deal. And when I was just looking at the time that is left and the parliamentary options that are left to block no deal, they are getting slimmer and slimmer. And I think what Remainers are having to sort of face up to is it may well be that there just isn't the appetite or the time or the means to block this in Parliament. A lot of people are hoping that Gina Miller, who is looking to pursue something through the courts, might be able to stop this. But for many people... To
not stop Brexit, then to stop no deal?
Yes, to stop no deal on the basis that that is not sort of sovereign. It's not right for the executive just to sort of ride roughshod over Parliament like this and prorogue Parliament. But it does feel like options are running out. And I kind of end my piece by saying that Remainers may have to dig themselves in for a very, very long fight on this.
Well, also some Brexiteers who want a deal as well, or people who've come over to that way of thinking, of course. Let's go to The Telegraph, where Charlotte Gill's written, no deal has become a revenge tool in the standoff between somewheres and anywheres. MPs have been hysterical and frequently wrong in their predictions for Brexit so far.
This is a really interesting piece from Charlotte Gill because she voted for leave, but she said she didn't vote for no deal. And she's been very honest about how the lexicon around no deal has been ramped up to become this kind of emotional, it doesn't really mean anything. You know, there's so many different versions of what no deal might look like. But she was basically saying there's a sort of seductive, simplistic jargon to it. And, you know, things like WTO, let's go. You know, she was saying that she was at one of these rallies and her anxiety, like many of us, and this is somebody who voted for leave, was that when so many experts from all different walks of life are saying, guys, this is going to be bad news, that people should be paying attention and listening.
So that's the reality from someone who actually voted to leave.
Yes,
So contrasting the two together, both concerned about no deal, but of course different views abound.
Absolutely, because let's be honest, in 2016, no deal was not part of the proposition. You know, we were told we were going to get a very, very easy deal. It would all be fine. I was a reluctant Remainer. I actually had faith that the government would be able to deliver a kind of simple deal.
Well, that's what Boris Johnson says his number one option is. Ayesha Hazarika, we shall see. Thank you very much for joining us. That is all we have time for. It's Mark here tomorrow evening. Good night.